Finlogix is a sister company from an ACY Securities. We go through that sentiment tool where we can see where the majority from the market is positioned, and then we try to trade against them. That we know that majority in the market lose money, so we just want to trade against them. And then that's pretty much how we do on every Wednesdays. Okay. So today I've separated a few currencies that are looking promising. So GBPAUD, Euro Dollar, Dollar Yen, and Euro Yen. Okay. As usual, before we go any further, I need to put up the risk disclaimer. So I will bring up the risk disclaimer. I will leave the risk disclaimer there. All right. Cool bananas. Let me just get out of here. I'm sharing my screen, right? Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, cool. So that's the tool we use, so market sentiment. How you get access to it, it's pretty simple. You go into Google and then you type finlogix.com, and that's the site you will come. And then if you just go above here where you see the Finlogix logo, you see tools like chart tools, news, learn, and pricing. So you see tools and you go into market sentiment. You click on that, and that, just wait for that to load. And there you go. So that's the market sentiment. And you have Forex, commodities, indices, a bit of an explanation into the market sentiment. And that's about it. Okay, cool. If you couldn't find, what I will do is I will send the link into the chat. Okay, so Finlogix link. Cool, I've sent on the chat, and that should be about it. Okay, cool. Now, yeah, so this updates every 15 minutes. So the last time updated was when we started the webinar at 4. So in 3 to 4 minutes, we'll update again at 4:15 p.m. And then it gets updated. So it's very, very important for if you continue to use that tool, to come here and look at that update every single day. Okay, if something has changed, what has changed, what I usually say for everyone to do is have a folder into your desktop where you have like the month. So let's say you have a folder and you type it up, market sentiment, and then into that folder you have month of May, and then into that folder you have 1st of May, 2nd of May, 3rd of May, 4th of May, 5th of May, 6th of May, and then you go like that. And every single day you take a screenshot. So basically come here, take a screenshot of that part and attach into the respectively folder of the day. So you can follow the track of what is happening across those moves. Because sometimes in 15 minutes, everything here can change. Like it's 97 now, it can go all the way to 50%. Okay, because players are in the market is a live organism. So it can change very quickly. So that's what I usually recommend people to do. But if you think that it's not, something that you're willing to do, that's fine as well. So just come and check every single day or every hour or maybe twice a day to see how that is going. Okay, but do check. Now, so we have the signal and we have the symbol, of course. We have the percentage of people long and the percentage of people short. So you can move that away. So you can just change it like longs first and then shorts first. The average long price, average short, and then the current. Cool. So at these, you're going to be sometimes have neutral. So like this one, we have 2 on pound yen and euro pound, saying it's neutral. So basically telling me that there's no trade to be done in here because it's close to 50%. Okay, so there's only 6% edge on those two, respectively. So in this instance, when we have something like strong buy, it's saying for us, yeah, it is screaming a buy position. When we have strong sales, it's screaming as a short position. So the one thing that I would like to everyone to pay attention is always have a look at what is on this number. Okay, so in this case is 3%, in this case is 4%, in this case is 17, 18, 34, and then look, it's going to change. See, this one changed. So 28% now on euro dollar. So after 15 minutes, as you say, you update it. So as I was saying, if it's below 10%, the signal, so in this case it's a buy, and that it's below 10% is a 3, what I would look to do is actually short. Why? Well, the market moves in waves. The market moves in waves. Okay, so let me just grab a pen like that. Okay, cool. A little bit. Yeah. So the market moves in waves, and the waves can be like that. Oops, sorry. The waves can be like that, and then like that, and then like that. And it goes. So it doesn't have a direction, like no one knows what's going to happen next. It can come down all the way up, and then it's like that. So there's a point on the market that we call, that is the deviation of the market. Okay, so I'd like to divide the market into 2 deviations. Okay, so the 1 and the 2. So every time we have a deviation like that, when the market reaches 1 deviation and then it tries to retrace, and then it reaches 2 deviation, it tries to retrace, okay, and maybe reverse down. So that's exactly where you're going to have to be looking at. What's the percentage in the minority? Is it below 10% or is it above 10%? If it's below 10%, what I will be looking to do is go the opposite way, short. Okay, so that's the only thing. And then same happens here, but we don't have anything below 10%. So we have 15, 16, 21, and then goes up and goes up. Okay, so we only have 2 today. So the 3% on GBPAUD and the 4% on EURAUD. So both of them, what I would be looking to do is go short and not long. Okay, because in my opinion, as I say, it's at that point that the market will reverse, because a lot of people were already on shorts, therefore on longs. Sorry, a bit sleepy today. So a lot of people are on the shorts that they will reverse. Okay, cool. So you can still use Finlogix charts. So you can just click on the chart with your scroll on the mouse, and then it's going to open the page. Okay, cool. So we have GBPAUD right here. Let me go to the 1 hour. Okay, perfect. So that's exactly what we want. So GBPAUD is first. Okay, so GBPAUD is a strong buy. Again, it's below the 10%. So therefore, I'm going to be looking to short that market. Okay. As I've mentioned, I do markups live. So what I do is I basically come here and do the markups. I do the markups live. So I come and then I do the live markups with everyone. It doesn't mean that I'm actually taking the trade, but it helps everyone to sort of illustrate the scenario. So it's pretty interesting here. It looks like we are into a bit of a consolidation a little bit, where it's right at the middle of that box on the consolidation. The market, it's pretty lateral on this side and then collapsed down. Sort of like came back to the middle of that box on that consolidation, sorry. So that's exactly what I like to trade. Cool. So let me take this off and let me take the short position. I would, no problem at all, looking to short at the market price. with the stop loss, you know, as we are right at the top, it makes total sense for us to, oops, sorry. It makes total sense for us to be able to move the stop loss a little bit closer and give us this advantage and place the take profit maybe below this area. It's not a perfect 1 to 2, but it's a 1 to 8, and that's already enough to risk manage. When the market breaks down here, you know, move stop loss to break even. It's a good way to manage your risk. But if it doesn't change anyway, but if the market doesn't change, I even wrote that once into the Telegram community. I was like, guys, you know, I was sleeping. The market came back came against me. It was in profit already. And then it came back against me. What do I do? What should I do when the market do that? Well, you have two opinions. You have two options. You either scream and don't know what to do, or you act professionally. Okay, I always act professionally, and the way I do it is, okay, why did I enter this trade? And think about it. Okay, because of this, and that. Okay, cool. Now, is that trade valid? Is still valid, this idea? Yes. Okay, so stay into the trade. Maybe the trade will go back into your entry point and then reverse again. Or even if you have a stop loss at break even, you get stopped out basically at break even, and then you have a better opinion, better price to enter your trade. Okay, so it all comes down to act professionally and don't let your emotions trap you. Okay, cool. So that is done. Next one is EURUSD, strong buy but below 10%. So therefore, looking to short. EURAUD. There you go. Okay. So EURAUD sounds reasonable for me. We have this area somewhere on here that would be better to enter the market, you know, just around 7,600, a little bit above 7,600, like a 76,235. I would preferably wait for the market to touch that area and then continue to go down. Okay. So Zod will send a question. Hi, Luca, tell me something, because it changes after 15 minutes. So it doesn't affect the trade that you took before it changes, or you have to trade on a specific time frame. Oh, no, you can trade on any time frame. You can trade on a daily, you can trade on a hourly, you can trade on any time frame. The market is a fractal, so it doesn't change. It's exactly the same thing. Like if I come to the daily, like the monthly, it will be, the price will be at 1.76. And then if I come to the minute, the price will be at 176. So it doesn't change anything. People get a lot of time confused about, oh, okay, so what about the time frame? Is it something to do? No, there's nothing to do, because it's exactly the same thing. You're looking at a daily time frame, you're looking at a 1 minute time frame, but you basically looking at inside the candle of the daily. That doesn't change anything. Okay, so if you sort of forget about that thing, that okay, I have to be keep changing my time frames and I will be profitable. No, it's not exactly how it works. Yes, sometimes into the 15 minutes you can look at areas that you can't look at the weekly or the daily, but it just depends. It just comes down to what you feel comfortable to look at, and that's pretty much it, in my opinion. Cool. So that being said, as I say, I would highly preferable wait for the market to come back at those levels or even higher, okay, to trade the short into EURUSD, okay, around that could be like 74 somewhere here. Yeah, the Finlogix. Yeah, correct. So no, it doesn't change. It's always 50 minutes. It doesn't matter if you look at here 50 minutes and then you enter the market into a daily, it won't change anything. Not a problem. Okay, cool. So that's the second one. Right, next one. Aussie dollar strong buy. Okay, so that is still above 10%. So yeah, there's only 18% into the long position. So that's good. We can look to long Aussie dollar. Let me just bring it here. Right, so that's a 1 hour time frame. It's pretty consolidated at the moment, right? As we can see, I had a look at the HSBC report, and they said it was going to be they were expecting some sort of consolidation at the 64 level, and that's exactly what we're looking at. Okay, what I reckon is I'm still bullish into the AUD, even like on fundamentally. Okay, so it's going to probably play out pretty cool, the setup. So let me just grab the long position. The only thing here that it's not looking great for me is how deep the last low is and how close we are to the last high. So what I mean by that is we have, let me get my pencil. We clearly have a consolidation here, okay? And then we had the breakout, we had the breakout, the retest, and the continuation, but then it lost momentum and it came back to this bigger consolidation. So it looks like we are now into some sort of consolidation into this area. So if I was to get a long position, my take profit would have to be somewhere here if I don't want to gamble, or if I want to gamble, put the take profit all the way up there. But I don't want to gamble. So most likely what could potentially happen is get back down to this level. Okay, just a minute, guys. All right, sorry, someone just came at my desk. Okay, so basically what I would like to do is come back at this level, okay? Come back at this level, and then we could potentially see a continuation up, okay? So sometimes there's, the setup is there, everything is good to go, but it's not at that point, okay? And that's when you have to be patient, because yes, definitely I could long right now, but the probabilities of this level to get back to here, it's pretty high. So why don't you just wait? And then when it gets somewhere around those levels, you start to think on longing. You can divide your position. So let's say you're going to have one lot, okay? One full lot. You can divide the position by 3, and then you have 0.33, 0.33, and then 0.33. I know it looks like horrible, but just so you can get it, okay? So you have 3 positions. You can get one here, you can get another one here, and maybe another one here. But you're waiting for the market, then, you need to have a higher expectation to that. But you can have one here, and another one here. So basically fulfill the first order, and then fulfill the second, fulfill the third, and you're expecting at least a move somewhere here. Otherwise, your risk to reward won't be enough. Okay, cool. So that's my opinion into Aussie dollar. Does anyone have any questions so far? Is everything cool? Okay, looks good. I like when you guys ask me a question, because it's always good to have different perspectives into your views, and it's good to know if everyone is understanding. It's always the feedback. So if anyone have any questions regarding it, anything, always I'm here. Just send me a message. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead. GBP US dollar long. Let's have a look at GBP USD. Okay, yeah, I think we clearly missed the boat on this one. Yeah, we clearly missed the boat. So it doesn't even bother us to. But see, that was a good trade. If we came back maybe 3 to 4 hours ago, was still a good trade to be taken. It just shows, how powerful this strategy is. Euro dollar long, most likely we've missed the boat as well, because I've seen euro dollar rising this morning already. Yeah. So that's a 1 hour. So even if we get the market somewhere around here, would be pretty good position to have. Okay. Then GBP, JPY, Euro Pound, still neutrals. It just updated. So it just updated. Okay. So see, this one jumped. Euro Aussie jumped ahead. So this one was first, GBPAUD was first, now Euro Aussie is first, but both of them still below 10%. So that's the importance of always coming here and check that. Now, the only thing I want to chat is the euro dollar, because I even put it up here. Euro dollar was a good trade. And the reason it's a good trade is because US dollar is falling so much in the last couple of hours. Let me just bring that over here so you guys can have a look at it. Yeah, so there you go. So US dollar index is falling so much that most likely where we can go, it's very, very close to the levels of here again. Okay, so at 98,500 to 98 level. So that's where we could potentially be looking at the market coming back. Okay. And for those who have been with me for a while know that the euro dollar is basically the opposite of whatever DXY is doing. Okay. So I do expect euro dollar to come back above those levels here. All right. Cool. So yeah, I'm long on euro dollar. All right. Next is so euro dollar we did. GBP JPY, it's not into, unfortunately, not what we're looking for. So basically it doesn't affect us because it's neutral. Euro pound is the same, it's neutral. And then we have US dollar CAD sell. Okay. So US dollar CAD sell looks very good because we just saw the US dollar index falling. Okay, so let me get it here. Yeah, so it's a good trade. Again, I would most likely wait for some sort of a retracement around the levels of this level of 39,200, and then I would be looking to short the market again. But yeah, it's definitely a good opportunity to be looking to short. Is anyone already into any trades here that we've been discussing? Because sometimes, talking, and there's some people's already into the trades I'm actually saying, but I don't think anyone here is. Anyways, so let's just continue. Okay, so I would wait a little bit for the market to come back into US dollar CAD and just grab the pencil again at those levels. Okay. And remember last week I've mentioned about the market always come to close the gaps. Okay. So see, there was a gap here, the market came to close that. There was a gap here, the market came to close. It doesn't matter how long it takes, but US dollar CAD is short. And only 36%. So what that shows to me is that these 36% can become 4%. And if that 36% becomes 4%, we're talking about a reduction into 32% of the positions. So that means that this would drag down very fast and very, very steep as well. Okay. And it's always good to be checking the market. Do a week ahead, whatever it's better for you to manage your months or your weeks. It's just check that. Okay. Cool. Aussie Japanese yen short. Well, most likely we are a little bit late for this one as well, but looks like we have some opportunity here. Yeah, Japanese yen is into play. Okay, so for those who don't know, we are looking at, let's say, US dollar Japanese yen. I'm looking at USDJPY at 138 level. So I have a short position into this level somewhere this morning. I'm looking to go into 138. So I do believe that the whole thing, this is not a fundamental webinar, but I reckon it's, I always will be looking to go into the fundamental aspects of the market. And when we are into that, it looks pretty simple for me to say, look, the market is switching from a risk on that was last week to a risk off to this week. So what we can expect is a Japanese yen very strong, a CHF very strong as well. So all of the other currencies that are risk off, that the market wants to hedge the exposure. Look at gold. We had gold last couple of hours rising so much. Like from here all the way to there, it's pretty much a 5% move, well, 4% in this case. So yes, I do believe that we're switching on. So Japanese yen, it's a very strong currency for that. And Aussie, it's a good currency for risk on. So whenever the market is on risk on, Aussie, US dollar, Aussie CAD, Aussie CHF is definitely a good option to be longing. When the market is risk off, Aussie Japanese yen is one of the best pairs to be shorting because the market is risk off, it's not risk on. So they don't want to touch Australian dollar, but they want to buy Japanese yens. They want to hedge the exposure into the market. So therefore, Aussie Japanese yen is one of the best shorts for the week, let's say, NZD USD. Let's have a look. NZD USD, NZD is a risk on currency as well. So we have this as a very risk sensitive sort of currency. But as we have a very, very weak US dollar, as we just saw, because I've mentioned it, I really, really mention it right, like a lot of times, because when we have such things happening to the market, it makes very, very clear sense for me to basically wait and see what's going to happen. Okay, we had this whole move up on US dollar, and then I was probably the only one saying, look, it's going to collapse, it's going to collapse, it's going to collapse. Why? Because the debt to ratio, the debt to GDP ratio on US is 120% already. So that means that the debt that US have is 1.2 times the GDP that they have. So meaning they are really, really bad on where they are at the moment. So if they continue to have that sort of exposure, plus the 10-year yields continue to rise very fast and very quick, things will get very dirty and very quick into the 5%, very, very quick. You won't even be able to ratiocinate it. How can I say that? Ratiocinate it. You won't even be able to think about it, what's happening. Sorry. As everyone knows, English is not my first language, but I try hard. Okay. So Yeah, short in euro dollar is good. Sorry, short in US dollar is okay. It's a good option. So for that case, I wouldn't be looking to short NZUSD. US dollar Japanese yen, as I say, yes, USDJPY, it's definitely a good approach for us to be looking. As I've mentioned, I'm looking to target at 138, but at the moment doesn't have any places to enter the position. We would need to wait somewhere to be able to trade. And where I mean somewhere, maybe around the level of 144 or even maybe 145, 44,500, sorry, levels, okay? But yeah, it's a good trade if you catch the moment right. Next one is Aussie CAD looking to short. Aussie CAD, I was long a few days ago. I'm sorry, I'm still long since a few days ago. I'm looking at the 91 level now. For those who don't know, I kind of like to use there you go. So I'm long since these levels, okay, and since these levels as well. So I have two basically open positions at the moment, and I'm looking to go at the 91 level where we still have a sell limit from ANZ. Okay, I was reading a bank research, and there's still the active orders there into the 91 level. Okay. CAD Japanese yen and EURJPY. EURJPY, I'm not too sure about, but CAD JPY is definitely a good option. Yeah, Euro Japanese yen, I reckon the flow is moving into Europe, and that's why we have euro dollar going up so high. But CAD Japanese yen looks kind of promising for me to short that. Yeah, and we are into a good level at the moment. So, we're breaking down these lows, most likely coming back at the 102 level. So yeah, definitely a good trade. My favorite trades would be GBPAUD, EURAUD, and US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, cool. So that's Finlogix Market Sentiment Tool webinar. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. No questions? Okay, cool. All right then, guys. I will see everyone back tomorrow, same time, same channel, 4 p.m. To around 5 p.m. And that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for everyone to come. I hope everyone had enjoyed the time. And if you have any questions, I'm always open to it. So bring those questions tomorrow and I will be able to answer them. Thank you guys. Have a great day ahead and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.